Hi Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your March 2021 money and career reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you are interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading and clear the energy space, once again, a reminder not to be scammed by anyone in the comment box pretending to be me offering you a reading. This person is not me. They are a scammer. Do not be scammed. With that being said, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Okay, let's let the bowl sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Capricorn. March 2021, money and career, Capricorn. Capricorn. March 2021, money and career, Capricorn. Capricorn. March 2021, money and career, Capricorn. Capricorn. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Ooh, okay. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Fantastic. And let's see your chakra energy for this time. Capricorn. March 2021, money and career, Capricorn. March 2021, money and career, Capricorn. March 2021, money and career, Capricorn. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. These two. So we have here life purpose, which is the throat chakra. And then we have communication, which is once again the throat chakra. So during this time, words are going to be so absolutely important. And it's not only words that Spirit is saying, it's the art of communication. It's the art of embracing what needs to be said, our truths, our power forwards, our mindsets. So let's see how this all correlates to the tarot. So we have the Six of Swords and the World. The Hermit, which just flew right out. So Virgo energy, August 23rd to September 22nd is the time frame, but the sense of really turning inward. And the Ten of Pentacles, prosperity coming, prosperity that lasts 4 generations. So that's awesome. You have the King of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and you have the King of Pentacles, which absolutely embraces you here. Now, we want wands and we want pentacles within a money and career reading. And here you have the rulers of both. So that is very, very, very powerful. So at the root, we have the Ace of Cups and we have the Tower. Emotionally, there is healing after a tremendous upheaval and a lot of trials and tribulations, which can, of course, mean the state of the world as it is, but also everything on a personal level. It can be 16 years of trials and tribulations and falling and having to get up and having to relook at things and reevaluating what is wanted. And it leads towards a prosperity that wasn't expected. Now, this is wealth or something you value as much as money. So it is a big deal. Spirit says this is a big deal. So let's look at life purpose. Life purpose, that's what we're all about, right? Our life purpose, what we desire, how to move forward, what we're embracing. So life purpose here is falling into alignment with our third chakra, with what we speak is what we become, what we understand is what we embrace. And there's a real sense of saying, what is it that I want? And where is it that I want to be? And how is it that I want to move forward? And what is my purpose within life? And we always think, we really do, we always think it's supposed to be something overly grandiose, like it's supposed to be rock star, movie star, type of thing. And the fact of the matter is, our life purpose doesn't have to be that. Our life purpose can be very calm and very gentle. It can be very quiet, but very powerful. Life purpose can be raising good children. I mean, I know we poo-poo that, but I don't quite understand why. That is a tremendous undertaking. It can be, just being that kind person, that person that is loving and caring and understanding, being that shelter for animals, for people. There are so many ways that we can embrace our life purpose that isn't about the big wins and isn't about the conquering and the eating the weaker and everything like that. Because life is meant to be more. And there's a point, and it might be an unpopular way to view things, but there's a point where having more money, doesn't change anything. Yes, when you have that money where you can pay your bills and you feel comfortable and you feel secure, that is awesome. But you see people accumulating more and more and more and letting everything else fall. What does that do? And so here it's finding the purpose. It's finding the way forward. It's saying, this is what I need for my life. This is what I want for my life. And this is me. It's not living somebody else's truth. And it brings us to communication. During this time, Capricorn, we're communicating with our angels and our spirit guides. We're communicating much more deeply with our path forward, with where we want to be, where we need to be, what we are looking at in life, where we desire gaining our understanding from. And there's a sense of picking up on people's truths, but also the kind of the weight behind what they're saying, sort of energy. So it's the gravitas, it's the intensity of them. And so here with communication, just know that everything you pick up on might not be everything that a person intends for you to pick up on, and that they can be going through their own stuff, their own, wants and desires and Spirit is saying manipulations, like their own way of seeing the situation to manipulate them forward. And just watch your back. Know what it is that you want, know where it is that you're headed, because whenever the life purpose comes up, you can have people wanting to take you by eyes and say, well, why should you be moving towards your happiness when I can't? Why should you be coming into alignment, embracing a higher energy vibration when I'm struggling, when I'm down here? And they're going to want to pull you down. So just be mindful of this, because you're gathering up your knowledge and your information and you're moving forward with the Six of Swords, right? And as you move forward, there's a sense of hitting rocky waters, of having to look at things more emotionally, more, personally than we have before. And this is in regards to what we think and what we want and how we're moving towards our goals and what we're seeing and what we're saying. And, all those things come into play. And because we have the Ace of Cups at the root and the Tower, the waters are going to naturally be rocky. And it's going to be something where we have to say, but I'm still moving forward. I know that there is more for me than what I had originally accepted, anticipated, desired. And it leads us to the world. It leads us to the world opening up in a way that we almost feel like this tree reaching towards the sun. It's like, this gets to be me. This gets to be my joy and my prosperity. And it may not be exactly the way that we had it planned. And most likely it's not going to be. Because, divinity has its own plans for us. And if we got everything the exact way that we thought it would be perfect, we would miss out on so much. So here with the world, it's as we move forward, we're starting to see, instead of being terrified, instead of being overwhelmed, instead of questioning, what's my place in the world, We're looking at the world and saying, I deserve to stand here. I deserve to have this power forward. I deserve to embrace my truth and my passion and myself. And then we start turning inward. Because inward, even though naturally as human beings we want to turn externally, we want to turn to the outside world and say, there's my truth, there's exactly what I need. I found that person to complete me. I found that job that gives me perfect meaning and perfect prosperity. We find the real prosperity and the real meaning when we turn inward and we say, but this is me. This is who I am. This is who I need to be. This is the light that guides me forward. This is the truth for which I embrace. And this is the fire, the star, the highest form of man's perfection that gets to lead me forward. And it becomes something beautiful. It becomes something powerful. It becomes something openly and honestly you. And so as we turn inward, as we look at things more truthfully for self, we find ourselves moving towards that prosperity that lasts for generations. Now, when divinity says this, I would always get so excited. I'm like, oh my gosh, the 10 of Pentacles, yay. And it's awesome to see it because it means that you're heading in the right direction. But that prosperity that lasts for generations doesn't necessarily have to mean that you're rolling in money. I think of my great-grandmother who came over with absolutely nothing, came to America, absolutely nothing, was dirt poor. And I was raised by my mom, my grandma, my great-grandma. And so I knew her, and I knew her very, very well. And she gave us such a gift. She really did. She changed my whole family line. She changed our destinies. She took us out of poverty and at least, went into a different type of poverty, but gave a shot, right? And that's the type of wealth that can last for generations that divinity is also talking about. It's changing the fates because we're taking action. It's setting down a foundation that people say, well, you remember this, you move forward in this. There's something more that is being obtained, that we're going after. And that's the generation that gets passed down in wisdom and also in loyalty. And there's a sense here of being able to affect more than just ourselves, being able to affect more than we could imagine. So it doesn't even have to be in our own family line. It can simply be from embracing our life purpose and saying, this is my truth. People might not think kindness is a truth, but you know what? Worse on them. This is my truth. This is my passion. This is my power. This is how I get to move forward. And we can inspire others by that. We can live in kindness and have people remember us for kindness. And it moves us. It moves us to a place that gets to be powerful. Because it is a place that gets to be fully and honestly the coming together and the consecration of our desires, of our wants, of our truths, and saying, but this is me. And so, with the King of Wands, this is fire, this is passion, this is determination, this is the reason for getting out of bed in the morning. The King of Wands represents transformation and a sense of saying, I'm not afraid to roll up my sleeves, get my hands dirty, and go after what I desire. It's also very much, it's a fiery personality. It's the person who says, no, I will not be taken advantage of. Yes, I am standing in my truth. I will get this to work. I will move forward. And it's just such a fierce determination that you see it in people. You can see it in people even when they're little. I'm thinking of my nephew who's an Aries, and he's so focused. He's like, no, I will do it. And you're like, dude, you can't. You're so baby. Like, just let me help. But then he'll figure it out himself. And it's rather astounding. And that's what the King of Wands brings to the table. This sense of, I will figure it out. I am moving forward. I will not be stopped. And there is passion and power to me. I've fallen. I've failed. Things haven't gone according to my plan. But here's the question. Who has gotten everything that they want? Life is so much harder than what we realize. And people want us to envy them. They want us to sit there and go, oh my gosh, you're just so wonderful. But there's a long road that nobody sees but the person walking it. And that's what we're embracing here. We're embracing the long, hard road that forges and lets us see our truth, that lets us see the fire for what we're going after, that lets us understand ourselves and our desire. And it brings us to ourselves. It brings us to the King of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles is prosperity and wealth and a holding of seeds and bounty and things that can become so much more. If you think about it from a money standpoint, it can be invested, it can be, used to create more capital, but it can also be seeds of inspiration, seeds of, greater understanding and opening up a truth, like planting these seeds within us to say, I can move forward in a way I didn't think I could. I can embrace what I didn't know I wanted. Something that I thought, oh, well, not me. Everybody else gets to have their truth. Everybody else gets to have their passion. Everybody else gets to be successful. And I just get to hold on with aching fingers and a grip that just desperately wants to give up. And that's not it, Capricorn. These are planting seeds of greatness. This is moving forward in prosperity. This is looking at what we desire and seeing the interconnectedness of all things. And this is what changes for us when we move towards success. It's like, oh, it's all connected. How I feel about myself personally is shown with how I hold myself in work, is shown by how I go after things. What I'm experiencing is echoed in every single chamber of our lives. And here it's planting seeds of success. It's looking at the garden and saying, what am I tending to? And what am I letting just fall apart? It's looking at our truth and our desires. And it's moving forward towards more. It brings us to the Ace of Cups. It brings us to love, to healing, to God's source spirit, however we see the divine, the universe, saying, this is for you. This is passion. This is beauty. This is what we desire. This is a cleaning away of the hurts and the scars that we hold on to, the disappointments that we say, well, this defines me, and I never get to be more than this failure. I never get to fly higher than my greatest fear. And as this negativity is washed away, we see things differently. There's a new light that comes in. There's a new perception that comes forward. It doesn't mean that all our doubts and idiosyncrasies are just gone. It means that we look at things quite differently. And even if we just heal one little thing, it becomes a very powerful thing. It becomes a very powerful purpose. And it opens up a door. So do expect during this time for things to be emotional. And because you're connecting with other people so intensely, and the communication isn't just through the spoken word, but through the body language, through the aura, through the sense of self and self-awareness, that it can become very overpowering. All right? It really can. And it leads us to the Tower. It leads us to stepping into the place where everything fell apart. The hurt, the pain, the disappointment. And here's the thing. If you've ever lost it all, Lord knows I have, and you had to stoop and build it back up again with worn out tools, like just tired, wondering, when does the fighting stop? When does the heartbreak, when does the pain, when does the disappointment stop? The Tower is saying, you were kicked out of your comfort zone for a reason. We might not like that reason. We might absolutely look at divinity and say, are you crazy? Like, have you lost your ever-loving mind? And the fact of the matter is, divinity doesn't owe us an answer. It says live. It says look. It says go through the grieving process. But you're going to be redefining yourself in a way that we never thought we would. Looking at ourselves in a way that we didn't think would be our definitions. And that becomes a powerful change. And what's more, it becomes a powerful truth. And the thing with the Tower is that, yes, we're pushed out of our comfort zone. Yes, we're having to overcome. Spitting out dirt, healing hurts. But we're also learning that rage and force will not heal anything. It's kindness. It's compassion. It's like I always think of the Tower like Humpty Dumpty. It's all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. Not once did they call a doctor, a healer. Not once did they focus on anything but force. And that's that's a warning for us. When we fall and when we're broken, the first thing we want to do is say, I'm never going to be weak again. And that's completely understandable. But what we need to do is step back and look at ourselves and say, how do I heal me? How do I embrace my truth? How do I move forward? And how do I look at the scars that I have? And instead of saying, I will never be weak again, saying, I will always be sensitive in this area. Because when we have a fall like the tower, sensitivity is healing. It is an achievement. So we can always feel weak. We can always feel slightly paralyzed at times in a certain area, like I just can't get myself to move forward. But what we do is we look at that pain, we look at that hurt, and we say, I see you. And the healing waters, the connection with divinity, the power of our angels gets to connect with that hurt, and the healing gets to come in. Not the force of, I will never be weak again, but the force of, the truth of, and the healing of. I see my pain, and I honor it. I see how I changed, and I honor it. And I move forward in the power that is me. And that moves us forward in career in a way that really has us assessing what's important, how we want the world to perceive us, but how also we want to perceive the world. And it brings us to a place of success, a place of power. It might not be, movie star power, rock star power, CEO power, but it is a power of walking in our abundance and claiming our prosperity. The subconscious chakra message for this time is nurturing. This is the Earth Star chakra. Nurturing our roots, nurturing what it is that we desire, nurturing our connection to our inner self, to our inner child, and to the earth, to the ever-changing, fiercely powerful force of nature. It leads us to the subconscious tarot message, which is justice. This is Libra energy. Time frame, September 23rd to October 22nd. And it's funny because Virgo time frame goes straight into Libra time frame. This is being discerning. I always thought justice meant letter of the law justice. That never rang true to me. But it means I cannot be fair to everyone. If you try to be fair to everyone, if you try to make everyone happy, you'll first of all fail and just succeed in making yourself miserable. Discernment is saying, I don't like this person. I don't want to do this. That isn't my forte. I get to make my decisions. I get to embrace my choices. And I get to move forward in the power that is me. And as we embrace that discernment, as we say, I can't be good at everything. I get to see my strengths and my weaknesses and be discerning within myself. But I also get to see other people's strengths and weaknesses and comprehend that. That becomes power. That becomes truth. And the discernment is the power we should live by. And it brings us into a place that we didn't expect, because it opens the world to what it is that we truly desire as we face the rocky waters. But as we know that we have been through so much worse, and we are coming out so much better. All right, Capricorn. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy, as we embrace a destiny that really does shock us, that really does open us up to a place of triumph and success. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Capricorn.